You are listening to the William Gomes Podcast. I am William Gomes and I am grateful to have you here. Today I want to talk about something that many autistic children experience, yet very few people fully understand. It is something quiet, often invisible to the outside world, and sometimes mistaken for stubbornness, disinterest, or withdrawal. I am talking about shutdowns. Shutdowns are one of the most misunderstood autistic responses, and because they do not always look dramatic, adults often miss the depth of strain that causes them. A shutdown happens when the world becomes too overwhelming for a child's nervous system to process. Unlike meltdowns, which are loud and explosive, shutdowns are internal. The child does not release their distress outward, they fold it inward. They retreat, they go silent, their body slows down, their voice disappears, their energy sinks, and everything in them focuses on one thing: survival. Shutdowns happen for many reasons. They can be triggered by sensory overload, emotional overwhelm, rapid transitions, social pressure, or the buildup of demands that have piled up quietly throughout the day. A shutdown can also occur after masking for too long. When a child spends hours holding in discomfort to appear calm, their body eventually reaches a point where it cannot pretend anymore. Shutdown becomes the safest option. To understand a shutdown, imagine a computer with too many tabs open. At first it runs, even if slowly, but eventually the system becomes overloaded. It freezes. The only way for it to function again is to stop, pause, and reset. A shutdown is that reset. It is not a tantrum. It is not manipulation. It is not the child choosing to disengage. It is the body insisting on a pause. During a shutdown, a child may stare into space, curl up, hide under blankets, cover their head, become non-speaking, or move very slowly. Some children stop responding to their name. Others cannot process language at all. Instructions become noise. Questions feel heavy. Decision-making becomes impossible. Even choosing a snack or standing up can feel like climbing a mountain. For adults who do not understand shutdowns, this silence can be confusing or worrying. They may think the child is ignoring them, refusing to cooperate, or being dramatic, but this is not refusal, it is overwhelm. The child is trying to protect themselves from further input. Their brain is saying, "I cannot take in any more." Shutdowns can last a few minutes, hours, or even longer. They end only when the child's nervous system has calmed enough to re-engage. Pushing them, questioning them, or demanding communication during a shutdown makes it worse. It adds pressure to a system that is already overloaded. So what helps? The first and most important step is giving the child space. Not space as in distance, but space as in removal of pressure. Gentle presence often helps more than words. Sitting near the child without expecting conversation can give them the sense of safety they need. Soft lighting, quiet surroundings, and familiar objects can help soothe their senses. Some children feel safe with deep pressure, like a weighted blanket. Others need movement or stillness or simply time. The key is not to interpret the shutdown through the lens of behavior. It is a nervous system response, a protective mechanism, and it needs acceptance instead of correction. After a shutdown, many children feel tired, fragile, or emotionally sensitive. Their body has been working extremely hard. They may need extra time to return to activities. Sometimes they need a whole day of quiet. Other times, they need connection, comfort, or gentle reassurance. What they do not need is shame or frustration from the adults around them. Understanding shutdowns also means noticing the signs before they happen. A child who suddenly becomes quiet, fidgety, distant, or withdrawn may be signaling that they are reaching their limit. A child who stops answering questions or avoids eye contact may not be being rude. They may be overwhelmed. A child who suddenly cannot make a small decision may not be being difficult. They may be losing capacity to cope. Recognizing these signs early lets adults step in with support, reduce demands, and provide calm before the shutdown fully takes hold. This is not avoiding challenge, it is protecting the child's well-being. Shutdowns also reveal something important about autistic children. They often endure far more than adults realize. They try to stay composed, they try to meet expectations, they try to interpret unclear situations and pace themselves through sensory intensity. Shutdowns show us that the child has reached a point where they cannot keep doing that. They show us the gap between what the child appears to manage and what they are actually carrying. Instead of seeing shutdowns as a problem, we can see them as communication. They tell us, this is too much. I need rest. I need safety. I need less pressure. When we listen to that message, we begin to shape environments that support the child instead of overwhelming them. Shutdowns are not signs of weakness. They are signs of an overloaded system doing the best it can to protect itself. And when we respond with gentleness, patience, and understanding, we help the child move through these moments with dignity rather than fear. Understanding shutdowns invites us to shift from managing behavior to supporting well-being. It reminds us that the nervous system has its own limits. It teaches us that silence can be a form of communication, and it shows us that children flourish not when we push them beyond what they can cope with, but when we help them restore safety in their own bodies. Thank you for listening. This is the William Gomes Podcast. Take care of yourself, stay curious, and I will speak with you again soon.